5 minutes. Four minutes. Three minutes.
Clear the field! Clear the field!
Two minutes. Warning. Live field. Goggles on. One minute.
What's up, guys? We're going to be getting started here in a bit. Should be a good day of paintball today. For those guys who asked in the chat if we're going to have field 2 up, we're going to be working on it. Our main priority is always just making sure that we have one field running. So, if you guys give me an update, how am I sounding though on the mic?
You guys ready? You guys ready?
All right, guys. So first games of the day, we're going to start off with Minty Vibe versus Sicarios.
10
And
seconds.
let me pull up the schedule here, but these guys are going to start on the breakout. Let's go to the breakout cam here, and we'll watch Minty Vibe.
Game on.
All right, so Minty Vibe with 5 off the break, doing very good. Sicarios sending somebody up into the center X. Oh, and you can see that center X player dropping for Sicarios, and a body dropping off for Minty Vibe on the Dorito side. So 4-on-4, 44. For people who are new to paintball and you're just watched in, sometimes we'll do double digits to indicate the count of the bodies. For instance, I just said 44, which would mean 4 bodies for each team. And usually the higher number is the team, of course, that has the higher bodies. So Minty Vibe versus Sicarios. Minty Vibe still with 4 bodies alive. Sicarios there in the can, trying to keep Minty Vibe from getting into the snake. And so yesterday, this layout played fairly slow. It was very hard to get into the snake, and it was hard for teams to kind of progress up the field once everybody got into the pocket and started containing lanes. So it's going to be interesting today to see how teams can, in this division, make moves on the field. As Sicarios get a player into the Dorito 3. Minty Vibe getting shot there on the right-hand side of your screen in the snake.
Hey, player, next time I need you just to walk off the field, all right?
You can hear Ref Bobby there telling one of the players to walk off as Sicarios get into the snake 1. Minty Vibe looking like they only got 1 or 2 players left alive, all on the Dorito side. And great communication by Sicarios there, calling out their kills. George Jaquez, you can come to the field that's free. There is no cost for entry. You can come watch these guys live, interact with everybody.
Let's rub on the thigh.
So Sicarios watching that Dorito side now. I think they know there's 1 player left as they're moving over. And Minty Vibe's going to go ahead and towel this point.
Point approved.
So, again, for all the new viewers here who may not watch paintball and play paintball, but you're watching friends and family, first of all, thank you for stopping in and watching and supporting us. Secondly, whenever you hear the term towel from the machine or out of nowhere you just see everybody stop playing and there's a concession, what that usually means, or what that means, is that the team has conceded the point. And the reason they would concede the point is they're trying to conserve time. This is almost like a chess match in the way that it's scored. Each team has a set match limit, and you're playing until you either max out your points by mercing somebody, or you're playing until the time expires. So we'll go to the breakout cam here. We're going to watch Fear and Narcos. Fear is going to be on your screen.
10 seconds.
And we're going to have Mike Hinman join in as well. How you doing this morning, Mike?
Breaker.
Yeah, you should be able to hear me. How you doing?
Good, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, we got everything going on. We got the breakout cam up now, so this is what we're seeing live on the right as Fear breaks out with 5 off the box.
Yeah, heavy pocket. I mean, a lot of teams are just stacking the pocket up, working their way out.
You know what, though? There was a lot of D3 teams that I saw yesterday, or at least a few, that were going heavy snake and making it. And it's just if you have that fast guy.
That's any layout, right?
Yeah.
Do you take the bite or do you not take the bite?
As you can see, Narcos having 1 player walk off the back line. So 5-on-4 advantage for Fear on the far side of your screen. And here comes Fear into the snake 2.
Yeah, Fear's a solid team, right? I think they put a season in the NXL. Now they're back here playing. They're just a very well-disciplined team.
Yeah, big staple here, right? The same thing with Sicario, Narcos.
Yeah, Narcos, I think, the long-standing camp in Southern California, been on a rebuild, and they're working their way up. Ooh, Snake dude just played catch.
Well, see, the good thing though is that Narcos still have that snake wing there, the wedge that's kind of in the center.
Yeah, but if this snake guy decides to just go flat, it's going to be hard to get him.
Well, you know what I was noticing is a lot of these players, because those bricks are so wide out, when they're coming past the snake 50, the tower, if he's looking.
Yeah, the stand-ups can put balls over the beams.
Yeah.
But the guys in those wedges, those two center wedges down on their knees, it's hard for them to loop a ball over that.
Joby One Kenobi says the layout is 09 vibes. And he's
Yeah.
digging it. As Narcos try to get into that Dorito 3 and just gets eaten up. But here comes the fill into the wedge. And here's that snake player now staying low. I expect him to pop out and shoot that wedge.
Both wedges are called clean, but that's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, especially with that snake now trying to move.
Snake
past
has
it.
the leverage. As long as somebody slides behind that snake and just keeps those wedges from making a move.
So Narcos with 2 players left, both in the center.
Ooh, got him.
Gets that wedge, gets
Grab
the second
by.
one. Gets shot by his own player, I think. Almost. And Fear will take that point. So, like you said, right, staying low in that snake. I think once that home player was gone,
Chase.
there was really nothing stopping him.
Yeah. That's the thing on this field. There's multiple ways to win down this field. So then the question is, what way do you take? What way do they take? You don't get out to that corner or the snake, leaving that wire open, and they get out there. You're going to have a hard time fighting your way back out of it, right?
Definitely.
But then again, if you hold tight in the pocket, don't take the corner or the outside wire, shoot the guy going there, now you go +1.
Well, so I like this layout because it's going to teach a lot of the lower divisional guys to stick to their jobs a lot more. Because, like you said, it is a lot of pocket play. It is a lot of making sure that you understand your job and that you're shooting that lane and you're not dropping it.
Yep.
30 seconds.
I mean, I think here, NXL, every league, right, you get to what they call Sunday paintball. It just slows down. Don't make the first mistake paintball.
Yeah.
That's what it really is.
Yeah, 100%. All right, we got Sicarios and Minty Vibe.
Yeah, these guys played in the last game of the prelims in their bracket yesterday against each other, and it was 3-2. I think Minty Vibe got them.
Here's the breakout. Here we have Sicarios on your screen.
Game on.
Sicarios
Minty
getting the shot on the
Vibe.
snake runner there.
Yeah, they just smashed them. They have Rainey coaching them.
Oh, yeah, I see him over
Another
here on the
Vibe guy
sideline,
takes
yeah.
the walk.
And so Minty Vibe just dropping 2 bodies very quickly.
Minty Vibe, second guy with his hands up. I don't know what he's upset about. He played catch with his mask.
He's got it right there. But on the Dorito side, it looks like Minty Vibe actually has somebody into the Dorito 50.
Yeah, he's wrapped around. But the problem you run into there is how far do you come up? Because you don't have a ton of shots on the Dorito guys unless they come hanging out.
That's right.
We can see him from that angle. He's in the blue Dorito, but he really doesn't have much. The further down he comes, the closer he gets to get in touch.
Yeah, and it looks like he's got 2 guns on him also, so they know he's there. So I count
Minty Vibe shoots a guy, so now it's 4 on 3.
4 on 3, yeah.
You can see all 4 guys in the screen. I don't know why the guy's running down the sideline, looking to get himself a penalty. Durr.
The stuff you see, right?
Yeah, now it comes to these 4 guys for Sicarios are in the pocket, if you will. The one guy's up in the center setting the trap for that Dorito guy to make a move. Minty Vibe has slid their second guy out to the Dorito side. That's something like with younger teams you work on, right? Like getting those 2-man operations out. You're down 2 guys. You lost 2 off the snake side, so now your back center guy or your extra guy this way has to be the eyes on the snake. But your 2 Dorito guys kind of got to take it on themselves to either go make it happen or lose the point, save the time. And if you're going to lose the point, let's keep as much time on that clock.
Exactly, give you the opportunity.
Nobody wants to be down 2-0, but when you're down 2-0 with 7:48 left, that's a lot of time in a game.
Especially on a layout that it's hard to get into positions to make those quick plays when you're down.
Yeah, I mean, but if you have 8 minutes left on the clock, you can play some long points and still bring this thing back, right? You're in the Ocho finals. overtime, you have to play overtime because somebody's got to win this game.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, even if the Sicarios win this point 2-0, Minty Vibe, you just got to win 2 points, get it tied, go to overtime, 5-minute point, and it's anybody's game.
So,
I think at this point, even though Sicarios are up 4-on-3, the next guy that gets shot is going to cost his team big, right? If 4 loses 1, now you're 3-on-3, and if the 3 loses 1, you're now 4-on-2. This will be a point. The next elimination will cost the point.
the Sicarios player was staying pretty disciplined, looking in from that wall there.
Well, now he's trying to wrap around it. Right.
Oh, might have got clipped in the foot there. He did jump. No, let's clean. I think the Dorito 3 tried to shoot him through the gap under the X when he walked over.
You got Dorito 3 and Dorito 4.
Yeah. Minty Vibe losing their back player though, so just 2 bodies left alive.
As I called, the next guy down would probably cost.
And here comes the Snake 50.
Yep.
Oh, does he get clipped? Ref's checking him here. As Minty Vibe does lose another player on the Dorito side, so it's 1 body, and there you go, conserve the time.
Point approved.
Yeah, so like you said, whoever, I feel like that was the more crucial body to lose, is that your can there in the back.
When you've got 2 guys on the Dorito, 1 in the back, you lose your back guy. Now 2 Dorito guys are just hanging on, hoping the other team makes a mistake. The Sicario guy is sloppy on that. No need to stand up. He could have just gone crawl all the way to their end and just unleashed a little jihad on them.
So Mike, talk to us. What's in store for next year? I mean, I know we got the championships coming up, right?
Lots of Chick-fil-A.
Lots of
Chick-fil-A. Oh. I mean, just trying to put a good product out there, right? I think every league does that, right? That should be every league's goal, is to put a good product on the table. That's what we're attempting to do. I think every promoter has best intentions day before the tournament, and by the end of it, you've pulled half your hair out.
It's like you say, right? Until you get punched in the mouth.
Yeah.
Is the breakout for Narcos. So Narcos sending somebody into the Snake insert there, that little wedge. I really like that bunker. I do like that they had that smaller wedge.
Fear is heavy in the pocket, but just the thing with Fear is they know to do their job. Like, these guys practice at Jungle Island. They have their own field up there, their own set of bunkers. So these guys get a lot of field time. I know Matrix takes really good care of them. They're one of their factory teams.
Shout out to Matrix. But here comes the ref running in to check one of the Fear guys. Oh, yep, and he's going to pull a major. So I don't know if he got shot in the pod or if he threw something that had a shot on him and he kept playing on.
Yeah, the amount of bodies they're pulling. I think it was definitely a pod hit.
So I know Bobby pulled the correct amount of bodies, and then it looks like
if it's a gross major, then it would be 3, yeah.
Yep, that's true. Yeah. I think Narcos is finally putting it together once he's past their Snake one. Yeah, very strange for Fear, like we talked about right now. You talk about them being disciplined, and then that happens.
Yeah, that's one player making a choice to do something that's going to cost his team, right? It's tough for all coaches. You sit out here and watch guys get penalties, and you just shake your head because you're like, man, walk off of the field.
Right. Don't be a hero.
Yeah. You're going to lose a body. Now you lost the point. Do it at the end of a point. You're going to lose this point and start down 1 and probably lose your next point.
So, in terms of later, how are you? What kind of teams are you seeing shake up the?
Well, I mean, we had the Missouri All-Stars come in, right? Todd Boyer's guys, and go 4-0 and shake things up, right? Now, the question for every team that did well yesterday in the prelims is, can they keep that momentum into Sunday or Saturday, right? Into the final rounds. No different than the NXL. We all watch the pro division up there. Teams do well in the prelims and kind of exhale into Sunday, and they come out just flat. So that's the biggest issue for teams like that. But there's some really good matchups today, right? Like there's going to be
Well, I mean,
1 minute.
you know, again, I'm from Arizona, so I do cheer for Rising. But Rising, you know, making it out. I know they've had a few rough events the past few.
I think the term rebuilding, again, a mid-season rebuild is a fair statement, yeah?
Switch here. But yeah, we've had some good paintball this weekend already. So
30
it's been great. I mean,
seconds.
that's
Yeah.
what you really want, right? You don't want bad paintball. You don't want to come out here.
You don't want blowouts, right? You want back and forth, good paintball.
20 seconds.
All right, 20 seconds on the clock here. Minty Vibe down 2 versus Sicarios. We'll watch their breakout and see what they can cook up. If this was you, Mike, what are you telling your team to do?
I mean, Minty Vibe's got to survive the breakout. Last point, 2 down. Sicarios' lanes are on. Rainey's got them dialed in.
Game on.
Minty Vibe doubling up the
Yeah. There's 5 bodies in a very safe place, so they survived the breakout. Minty Vibe practices back at ASG. We see these kids a lot, and grown men, whatever you want to call them, but they're very disciplined, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, you'll see these guys on a 3-on-5 back in practice, and they'll win it 3-0 after losing 2 bodies quick. They're just very disciplined in their spots usually.
So they're part of, they're a mesh, right? They're a mesh of Vibe and...
Yeah, so, you know, like most teams mid-season, guys are dropping out, guys can't play paintball, so they took Mint and Vibe, Tone and Hirsch and the guys, and mixed them together and built a team. Sicarios being up 2, sitting heavy in that pocket, picked the snake guy filling across.
Yeah, but Sicarios now losing one of their back players, so 1 body dropping to Sicarios. So 3-on-4. Sicarios just they're in a good defensive position, but it does look like Vibe's trying to make a play into the snake here. Just waiting for the lane to open up. Vibe getting wide into the Dorito 1. Sicarios just staying disciplined, hanging out in their bunkers.
Right? They don't got to go nowhere, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're up 2. It's Vibe's job to run into their guns. As a ref is checking the Dorito 2 for Vibe, and he's clean.
Much as I want to beat you, I got to beat that clock also, right?
That's right, yeah.
Every second that ticks off, if you can, especially if Sicarios can pull a point out here, 3-0, you shave another minute or 2 off, becomes very difficult.
Oh, there was the move from the Snake 1, but he
Sicario
gets
guy
shot.
stayed on his lane. I mean, I'll say this, and I'm sure they'll hear it later if they watch their game. Rainey has definitely lost some hair and gotten some gray hairs from the Sicario guys. Again, all good dudes. They've been supporting our league for a long time. It just, I think we all realize when you go from D4 into D3 out here, it's just a big step, right? Every league, it's a big step.
Right.
But our D3 is pretty hardened all the way through, and you just have to be super disciplined, right? At this level, when one guy doesn't do a job, D3, D2, it just opens a window up and somebody goes through it. And that's really the difference between Division 5 or Division 6 paintball, what do you want to call our lowest level, young guns, and pro paintball. It's how many mistakes and how big is the window.
Yeah.
And
Well, and again, this is how disciplined Rainey has, Sicario guys right now.
Yep.
You take out those 2 bodies, and you don't see.
Just like I said,
right on the
third
snake.
body drops for the Minty Vibe guys, Snake side. You've now got 2 guys lined up on the Dorito side.
Yeah.
So now the Sicario guys really don't have to make a move. And this is a tough spot for myself as a coach. When you're the Minty Vibe coach right now, you're down 2. You have 2 bodies left on the field. Your whole half of the Snake side of the field is blown out. I believe it's a 4-on-1. And to be honest, Sicarios are better to just sit down right now and burn the clock out.
I'm saying that's
Because if you win this point, you're 3-0. Now you're at 243, 242, right? Coach has to throw it.
Towel. Point approved.
So, yeah. But man, I mean, we're cranking here. The first game's already exciting. For Ochos,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, it's Ocho Finals or whatever we're calling this, round of 12. It's good paintball, right? It's tough, man. You got 12 teams right now in this division, for instance, that are all on that train track, and they're all heading towards each other. And in theory, at the end, only one's going to be standing.
Yeah. But see, I like that, though, right? Like,
30 seconds.
listen, there's some other regional leagues and some other smaller leagues that I see where it's like usually the same team winning. You see the same team winning because they're the ones that are up
20 seconds.
That's why, bias, of course. That's why I love our league is that there's always parity. There's always teams that just they get destroyed one event and the next event they're back
Wicket's
in.
had a good run this year, which they're in first place, but they've also had some tough games, some one-point wins that they've squeaked out that could have gone. And like this game, 1-1. Who makes the least amount of mistakes and penalties going forward will win this game.
Yeah. Looks like Narcos sending 2 up the center.
Yeah, that's a bold play.
Yeah. And you know what?
The old double X.
Yeah, and it was just funny, too, because I was just talking
Fear
yesterday.
loses, too.
Yeah, I was just talking yesterday that nobody had been playing the X like that. They're usually just crawling under. They weren't actually playing the sides of the big X.
Narco player now onto their Xbox. X door.
Yeah, Fear just trying to hold on now. But, I mean, there's still time, but I think they only have 2 bodies left alive, right, from what I see. I don't see anybody in the Dorito side. Fear coming down into the snake 1 gets shot.
Job had asked earlier, was it a ditch pod on that big penalty? It had to have been. It had to have been a hit on the pod that the guy dumped, which is called a gross major. And it's 3 bodies, yeah?
Yeah.
So I didn't hear it on a radio because we don't have one over here because we'd have Jimi Hendrix distortion going on, but I'm pretty sure he had to ditched it. I wanted to ask Bobby, but with this mic in my mouth, I didn't want to be screaming into it. Hey, Bobby, what'd that idiot do? Okay.
So
3-0, 2:40 left. Yeah. I mean, Minty Vibe's got to come out swinging, right?
30 seconds.
This is like the NBA, right? Mm-hmm. You got 10 seconds left in the game. You're down 8 or 9 points, and the coach is calling a timeout because we think we got a chance. Yeah. You got to hit this 3. You got to steal the ball, hit another 3, steal the ball again, hit another 3. It's going to be difficult.
And for a lot of people who aren't, again, familiar with paintball or just tuning in to watch their family members, so we have what's called a mercy rule. For Division 3, it's 4 points, right?
Yep.
So if Sicarios goes up, Minty Vibe won't have, even if they have time on the clock. So
yeah, I would be. Oh my goodness! Guy false started.
Tied up. And there comes Minty Vibe up the center.
Yeah, like I said, Minty Vibe loses 1. I would be surprised unless Sicarios shoots all of them out of their spots if they come down. The score is irrelevant here. This is just wins and losses from a coach's point of view, right? And I'm sure Rainey said it to him. Like, we don't need to make any moves. And, knowing Rainey as well as I do, he'd be okay losing this point as long as they chew up 2 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Because he's just playing the numbers.
So Minty Vibe, though, it's almost, you don't see that urgency. And it's, because their bodies are down, these lanes are tough to get through.
Again, that's what I mean, though. You get to this round, you have a great day yesterday, and also they played each other, right? Head to head. And Minty Vibe beat them by a point. So now the Sicarios take that data, those video, those scout sheets, and come home and say, well, we can't do what we did yesterday. And when you have a coach like Rainey, one of the smartest guys, I think, in the game, definitely one of the smartest guys that ever came up through the camp, right? Like, when Rainey's done playing, he'll have a long career as a very successful coach.
Yeah.
There's third body for Minty Vibe. Again, minute 24. Do the Sicarios really try much here?
It's more of a pride thing for Minty Vibe at this point, right? Try to put a point up, but
yeah, I mean,
good,
you're now. And you've got Sicarios, got the snake corner, so if he's wrapped the wire, which is not the smartest move. If he just stays inside, you've got the Dorito side guys cutting back through on the snake landing pad. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty big landing pad between the snake 1 and what they would call the God bunker. That big lap gap that everybody sees. It's noticeable, right? So the guys are just going to keep pumping.
50 seconds left. Sicarios still with 4 bodies alive, loses one of them on the Dorito side. Minty Vibe also losing, so it's just 1 body left for Minty Vibe up to center X. Gets shot by the Dorito 1 player, and that's it. Now, do Sicarios, you know.
Why?
Yeah.
There's no purpose to even touch the buzzer. There's no purpose. You're 25 seconds. If you touch that dirty, you could possibly give them a swing point, hang, whatever. There's just no purpose.
There's been weirder things that happen.
But if you win this game 1-0 or 4-0, there is zero difference in it. A win is a win. You go on to the next round. The other team's eliminated, and it's just discipline, right? Like for him checking himself, I understand what he's doing, but you don't need to do this, bud.
Face.
I mean, what, to put 3-0 or 4?
To mercy
Point
him.
to prove.
It's irrelevant either way.
Just to say he did it. Well, here comes Narcos back out, and man, punching fear in the mouth with that last point.
Oz and company. Good to see for the Narcos, right?
Yeah.
The Narcos team is kind of a revolving door for guys getting into paintball, right? Like they're one of those teams that you can go out and play with. Oz takes really good care of people. They get a bit of a deal, not anything for free, but a better price on paint and stuff like that. So it's always guys coming and going. But for him to have a D3 that's getting into Sunday and actually doing really well against,
30 seconds.
if there was odds on this game, the money would have favored fear.
Yep.
But that's the thing about paintball, right? So I was telling somebody yesterday, it's kind of like Madden, right? Let's say you're ranked 100 in the Madden, I'm ranked 80.
Yeah.
I mean, in Madden, the 100 is going to win over the 80. More than 80% of the time. It's going to be a lot. But in paintball, even if you have that same difference between our talent level, any one person can just have a great day in paintball.
That's right. And any one person can have a bad day in paintball.
The 100% can have a bad day, or the 80% can have a phenomenal day.
Game on.
Narcos staying aggressive off the break, going into the snake one, but he gets
Shoot
shot.
up.
Do they lose the Dorito side?
Yeah, they lose 2.
Yeah. So Narcos losing 2 off the break. Fear getting those off the break shots.
Yeah.
Narcos losing another on the Dorito side. So 2 bodies left for Narcos.
Kind of a bold move by the Narcos. I understand what they're thinking. You know, we're up. They don't think we're going to make the bite. Let's take the bite. But it kind of backfires, and you put fear right back in the game. That's the guy in the snake got shot over that beam like you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't really see any more bodies for...
This is where we call ceasefire and stop shooting Bobby, the ref.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think they figured it out finally. So.
Pretty cool field up here, right? Like looking off the screen, off the edge there. Like, so everybody back home, there's these big cement pads out here. Extremely large, bigger than football field pads out here.
Do you know what they were for? We were trying to figure that out.
Chickens.
Really?
They were open, like free-range, quote, free-range chickens.
Oh, okay.
That they had coops on this, and what they would do is come in with big water hoses and just blast all the poopies off the hillside.
Got it.
But anybody that's ever been around poultry, the poop is pretty pungent.
Oh, yeah.
Like my vernacular today.
There you go.
And many decade or two ago, the business got shut down. The neighbors complained enough. They didn't want the smell here. So when they did that, they sold the water rights to this property to a mining facility, like a quarry behind us on this hillside. So there's no real water here. You have these big pads. So the owner rented it, or leased it, I think, long-term. Glenn may have bought it to this. It still doesn't have a lot of water in it. But you've got these big flat pads, and as you can see on the screen, out to the right, there's nothing stopping it. And on a clear day, you can actually see the ocean from here, which helps us in the summertime because it's...
Get that nice ocean breeze.
I mean, it might be 90 degrees out here, 88 degrees, but it's a whole lot nicer than anywhere on the other side of the mountains where it's $105.
Well, the funny part, too, is that we have one of the photographers from Texas who's been burning out here.
1
He
minute.
came here, and he's like, man, this weather's great because I get that breeze. I don't get that breeze over there.
And it's dry.
Yeah. So 2-2. Yeah, we'll most likely have the drone up a little later, and we'll get some of those shots. Maybe we can see the beach, but this field is always great. Maybe not great for internet, right? Maybe not great to try to stream, but we do it anyways. But in terms of location and in terms of views and weather, when it's, even in the summer right now, it's
30
fine.
seconds.
I mean, I think every league's running into this problem, right? Like, you run events in July and August, it's just going to be difficult. USXPL, we had one. I know XTPL's got one out there in Texas. It's just tough when it's 105 degrees out there.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of got lucky at the last NXL in Philadelphia. It was like 80s most of the time.
All right. Fear and Narcos. We'll watch Fear's break out here.
Fear double the home.
Game on.
2 snake side.
here goes Narcos with the push up the center again.
No center play.
Yeah, just getting that X there. Narcos still 5 bodies alive as he moves up into the center. The wedges there.
Oz in the center. Wheeling and dealing from the X door. Oh, as I say it, a Narco player plays catch. But you know, the player's got to be disciplined, right? He's got to know he's got Oz up in there. If the guy puts him in and he tries to make a bump out, Fear loses another guy and catches a minor.
Yep.
Cannot stress enough to every young team out there, when you get hit, just walk off the field.
I mean, again, Fear wasn't in the best position. They're just playing pocket, so they're good there. But they had the body advantage, and they just throw it away with that penalty again.
You like Frankie's black stripe on the Mini X's?
Yeah, is that for the seams to not pop?
The reason they stopped using these bunkers, one of the reasons, was when you're in that crack shooting, where it's blue right there on the screen,
just hitting the seam.
You're shooting right into the seam, and you end up just open, and especially in that crease, it just opens it right up. And the first event we used them, we had multiple where they were going flat. Frankie's got to go out there, stop the field for 10 minutes, put a quick patch on it. It was tough. So he came up with this idea for everybody back home, for the people that are using Mini X's, now that we're using Mini X's, whatever, that they can use an inner tube. He used an inner tube.
Oh, that's what it is. So it's not.
He got an inner tube the size of that, and it's like a tight band around it. So when you come shooting on the black part, you don't just blow the seam to pieces.
Got it. All right, here's Narcos going up into the Snake 50. Let's see what we got on Fear's side. Now Fear dropping their final body.
Towel.
This game's far from over. 3-2.
4 minutes, 15 seconds.
Pretty sure Stretch said, take my stuff.
Yeah, I think he said sell it.
Sell my stuff.
Sell an offer up.
Much for mine. All my stuff's janky anyways.
Ah, damn it. Come on, Stretch. My Chick-fil-A ain't cheap, brother. Well, it's either cheap or creative.
Hey guys, asking about Field 2. We have cameras there. The network just is having issues.
Everybody out there, listen. We are literally where the hills have eyes. Yeah. Like, there is no reception out here. Like, you at one point you got multiple bars on your phone. You take 2 steps and it says SOS on your phone. It's literally, we have Starlink, which is direct satellite access. We're still having a hard time getting a stream out. It's not for a lack of effort. Ryan was here a day before the event setting up cameras.
And the network was fine.
Right.
So I know you asked, you're like, how is it not working now? I was like, well, actually, yesterday I ran it for about 2-3 hours and had no drops. And then the next day, just immediately starting to go up.
So I think what we have to do, everybody, we need to start a GoFundMe for aluminum foil to make Ryan some antennas for his head, and he can get in a little bit of reception.
We need a GoFundMe for a cell tower. Yeah, Jason was asking about the X again.
About the black band?
Yeah.
So what it is with that, when you shoot into the corner of that, and who is that talking? Jason 34. When you shoot into the crack of it, like the inside angle, the seam on the front, like the red, you see one on the screen, the red one next to the snake, the red overlays the blue in the middle of it. So the problem is your ball literally drills right into that crack and just opens it right up. And they end up going flat. Like one weekend of using them, we had seams blown to pieces. So we put an inner tube around it, so when they shoot off of it, it stops it from happening.
If you're getting to the snake 1, ref coming in to check him though.
Foot. He said he got shot on the foot.
But at least he didn't play on, right?
Yep.
I believe
you can see it on the back of his left foot.
As he's walking off. Oh, might have hurt himself a little bit too. It took a hard dive.
I think that's a wee-wee hit.
Yeah. But Narcos looks like all 5 alive.
Or did they? No, Narcos dropped Oz.
Did they?
So it's 4-on-4. And this is always a tough one too, right? You're up. Ooh, Narcos get into the snake. Oh, and play catch.
Yep.
And that's that cross shot.
Yeah, so this is going to open. Oh, another fill from Narcos.
It's actually Kevin Leone, another SoCal. Oh, plays catch also.
Oh, and here comes another fill back over to the snake side again. So at least Narcos understand they want to stay wide.
They're definitely If I was the coach after going to the snake that hard, I'd be looking to go back down the Dorito side real hard.
Oh, here comes the run through down the center here. And he misses the shot on him, so there's no
I don't
trade.
think he knew the guy was there until last second. He kind of brought his gun up. Probably wise not to pull the trigger, because that could have been a major.
Luckily, Fear had some other players to help him out. But yeah, as he did that run through, just didn't see him until the last minute. Lots of teams making Sunday.
Dynamic, you asked Sicarios, and if it's dynamic with a dynamic player playing on the Sicarios, they won 4-0.
That's right. And then lots of AZ teams making Sunday.
Jason, yeah, I mean, that's another funny one, right? Like people that can't win at paintball will always blame their not winning on like, well, you come to California and you can't beat the California teams. You think we give a flying fuck who wins out here? We just want the best two teams on the field at the end of the day, right? Like and for all of us that are part of this league, our friends do good and our friends do bad. At the end of the day, you still smile, shake hands, right? Like
there's a rivalry between states, but there's really not, because we also pull people in from Oregon, from
you're right,
Seattle,
but I also feel there's a rivalry. Like you're from Tucson and I'm from Phoenix, and we don't play at the same field. Yeah. You might as well be from California, Northern California, fucking anywhere, Abu Dhabi. I don't care. If you don't see each other at the field every weekend, you're just not part of my set. You know what I mean? You're not from my gang. You know what I mean? Like, so it's funny when people use that. And another one, like way back in the day when we went to Northern California, I didn't realize we had such a rivalry with the North from the South. I didn't know there was like a imaginary line across Fresno where you became the Northerners and the Southerners like it was jail. I'm dead serious.
It's like if your drive is 4 hours or more to one location.
But like if you're from ASG and the other team's from Jungle Island, we don't see you. Like or wherever you play, SC Village, whatever it is, if you're from here, it doesn't mean anybody's against anybody. And at the end of the day, if you put a paintball in the other guy's face, game over, right? Like the ref's standing there like, hey, bud, it's pink. It's all over your face. Come on down.
Cali Drifter said he likes how it used to be Camp Pendleton versus everybody.
Yeah, it was for a long time. There's a crazy set of events that kind of put the downfall to that place, right?
Yeah, and then Jacob Yomo said the mac and cheese from Chick-fil-A is fire.
I had it last night. Yeah, with my salad and a Diet Coke because I felt a little healthier with that.
Smarter than I thought.
Yeah, Camp Pendleton, man. When the U.S. was withdrawing out of Afghanistan and that bomb went off and killed those service members, the security tightened up that day that went down, and they never opened the security up to that base again.
So it wasn't specifically for COVID. It wasn't why they didn't.
No, not at all. The security, there's obviously people in the intelligence when the security rating went up at the gate, you just couldn't get through it anymore. And they went from having hundreds of people on the walk-on side to having literally nobody. Fear loses a body. Seem to have a hard time with that second body going out to that can on the Dorito side. I think it'd be smarter to just leave the home doubled, let the paint slow down for a minute or two, and then make the move.
Yeah, that Fear player in the can there, he was looking at his gun. I hope he caught one, but I mean, he's the one who's been getting penalties. So Narcos with all 5 bodies alive, but it looks like the ref's going to call a check on the wedge here. He's going to run in. Ref's checking both players. Both players clean for Narcos. That's not something you want to do right now.
Never good when 2 refs go into the middle of the field. You're like, man, even one of them's dirty. Somebody else is coming out with them.
The back line for Narcos here. Advancing up the field now. Fear with 3 bodies alive. One in the Dorito 1. And then 2 in front of your screen there on the wedge and on the can. Fear getting to the Dorito 50 though. Getting a shot on the snake wing, the snake corner there. This is all one. I'm trying to see who's up next.
I'm pulling it up. I saw somebody ask. Schedule?
Here, yeah. Next up is going to be Lost Dutchman and Rising Gold, and then Golden State Chess Club versus Scottsdale.
Yeah, you'll see more of the D3 teams have to roll through because they're in a round of 12. It's got to get down to a round of 8 to get caught up with the D2 or the premier round. So they had asked, Rising Gold is on the next set.
That's right, with Dutchman.
Yeah.
And then Golden State Chess Club versus Scottsdale Elevation.
Yeah, the next set is both Lost Dutchman, Rising, and Elevation. 3 of the 4 teams will be AZ. Hey, brother, how are you?
Sure.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
to see you.
How's
It's a long
life?
time.
Good to, definitely. Are you going to be over there?
Yeah.
I'll come catch up with you. Good seeing you, brother.
Comments here. I actually haven't checked the YouTube or Facebook comments.
We rolling deep from Idaho. We like
Yeah.
to see that, Troy. I mean, you know, it's funny, and like somebody, Jason, not Cal, like for all of us that know all these people, you're just happy to see your friends. I don't care where they're from, right? Arizona, Southern California, Northern, anywhere, Dakota. I don't care. Like as long as good dudes are winning paintball, it's cool to see.
Your boy Pen King said hello.
Hello.
Pen King. Daniel Bergen says field looks amazing.
Danny, where you at, buddy? Come on
30
out.
seconds.
Come be with your friends. Good thing about paintball, right? Even if you're not playing, like, man, if there's a local event, wherever you're at, go see the old buddies.
20 seconds. Ten seconds.
All right, Narcos in Fear, minute and 17. Let's see Narcos push.
Game on.
How does the Narcos not get their 5th player onto the field? Did they get 5 up?
What happened at Collision yesterday?
That is just a lack of discipline. Horrible.
60 seconds.
Yeah. Narcos are going to have to try. And it's probably going to be...
Oh, he catches. I think the Fear player catches him in the face. Right?
I mean, this kid's either got to come around or not.
Oh, they already played. Have they played yet? So I need. Oh, but you're gonna do them at the same time.
Oh.
Okay, all good.
Narco player had to try to make the move.
Yeah.
Tough not getting guys.
But there's Fear coming back, right? After being down by 2, it was, I think, at one point. Oh, no, it was always 1 point spread.
Prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. It really does.
I have to put that on the stream after.
Guarantee everybody that's been underneath for being coached has heard that one. Gate opened at 5. Teams show up at 7 for an 8 o'clock game, and they're like freaking out on each other. Like,
And they haven't registered either.
and you know, I think another one that's important for young teams out there, like however you do it at practice, you get together, stretch, jog, like warm your body up, get your ligaments and muscles and joints loosened as we get limbered up.
Yeah.
But like whatever you do at practice, you got to do here. Like go through the same set of progression, like warming up as a team, getting together as a team, everybody like linking on that same level. 'Cause you just don't want to have, if it's what you practice, that's where the muscle memory is. Go through the same routine when you get out here.
That's right. Paris, there is no Field 3. Just again to reiterate, the area that we're in is just very bad for internet, and we just have been having issues trying to keep it up. Field 1 is up now, and then I may be able to get Field 2 up later in the day. We've working on some solutions to get that done. So trust me, I'd love to show you every field. We want you guys to see every team, but sometimes the location just doesn't play nice with us.
In the words of Moneybag Yo, big facts.
Yeah.
Big facts. All right, guys, I got to hop off.
All right, Mike, thanks for coming in. We'll talk to you again maybe hopefully at the finals. Maybe you and Mouse, if Mouse gets free time. That'd be
Yeah,
nice.
I'll drag old Magnus for Magnuson over here if he's not coaching the TJ Bastardos.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
hey, everybody out there, you guys have a good day, and I'm sure we will be
Talk
back
again.
with you shortly today.
Thank you.
Have a good one, man.
1 minute. Thirty seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. 'Game on.
All right, guys. And there's gonna we're gonna have no commentary for a bit here. I'm gonna try to work on field 2 for you guys in the meantime to see if I can get it up. So there won't be any commentary. You'll just hear some field audio when they start playing. But as soon as I can, I'll be right back and we'll get people up here for you guys.
Time!
Towel. Towel. Point approved. Thirty seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. 5 approved. Thirty seconds.
What's up, man?
Face. Point approved. Thirty seconds. Twenty seconds. 10 seconds.
Whoa! Whoa! Double hold!
Game on. Ace. Point approved. Thirty seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. Game on. 30 seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. Game stopped. Face. Point approved. Thirty seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. Game on. 60 seconds. 'Game time finished. Game stopped. No points. Game finished. Thirty seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. Game on. Foul.
Time!
Foul.
Time!
Foul. Point approved.
X-ball! Hey, X-ball, X-ball! X-ball, X-ball!
1 minute. Thirty seconds. Timeout. One minute. Thirty seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds.
Heavy black! Sorry, Pepper! Heavy black! Oh, Pepper! Black!
Game on. 60 seconds.
Let him out!
Game time finished. Game stopped. No points. Game finished.
They have a few minutes though. The teams have to get ready. Mayfield! Go!